I don't know about you, but I've been seeing lots of numbers. We got 333 here. Look at 3333. Oh, that was cool. I saw it for a second. 12:33 and 33 seconds. All right, so that's significant. It's a lot of threes. All right, how is everybody? I hope you guys are doing well. Look at this. They're like, wait a minute. A tower and the Four of Swords. Before we even get started, 33 seconds on the timer. Okay, someone is really being affected by their circumstances. I feel like someone may be feeling unwell, ill, unstable, trying to find some sort of peace or rest. Something is unfolding here that could be like a downfall, a reckoning. False sense of security. I don't know. All right. Well, yeah, I feel like someone's fears are coming true. It could be affecting them mentally. Someone's afraid. Someone is haunted. Someone is feeling burdened, overwhelmed by their thoughts or their experiences. This also can represent like paranormal. Okay. All right, well, 10 of Wands, bottom of the deck. So there's this energy of feeling, yeah, maybe as a result of like some justice playing out, like they could be dealing with court issues. Maybe they're having to take on more than what they can handle financially. Maybe there's some conflict here. Yeah, there's that tower. Yeah, King of Cups energy. So it could be water sign. Doesn't have to be though. Someone could be in their emotions. Someone feels like whatever's going on is unfair and unjust, and they feel like, almost like, I'm getting, they definitely have something to hide. So I feel like whatever they were trying to hide is like what's being made right here in some way. And maybe this burdens somebody, puts them in some sort of like, look at this. Look at the Magician, Six of Wands. Yeah. I feel like this burden here is as a result of what they created, right? Trying to win at all costs. But now they're figuring out that like nothing's working out in their favor, but it's like it's working out in your favor. You're the one who has the favor, right? Maybe they need to learn how energy works is also what I'm getting. There's something about like mastering, alchemizing. So whatever they try to burden you with, you used it in a way towards something else that is higher vibrational. Like you're up on a horse, so you're kind of like taking the high road, and it's like they're taking the low road, right? So, and the energy wasn't a match. And so maybe they attracted what they were a match to, and you attracted what you were a match to. Yeah. Okay. That is amazing. So we're going to get going into this reading. Let's just call in our angels, saints, ancestors, and spirit guides into our space to provide love and divine messages for our highest and greatest good. We're surrounded in divine white light. Thank you so much. That was an amazing intro. All right. So what is going on? Five of Pentacles. Yeah, there's this feeling like they're the outcast. They're losing in a situation. They're feeling the victim of their circumstance. Like all the things are going wrong. Someone is losing finances, maybe even support. Maybe someone was with someone for support and they no longer have access. They're on the outside. Maybe they're also not aware that there are others that they can get help from, but maybe not willing to seek the help that they need. Like maybe there's a need to redirect somebody. They could be really kind of wallowing in it. Like focusing on like the drama of the situation instead of like taking steps to make it better for themselves. Yeah, I feel like there's someone who's been maybe, yeah, like there's quite a difference of energy here. All right, we have a family dynamic that's usually like open and welcoming and happy and supportive and loving, and there's this like beautiful emotional fulfillment here. And then there's the opposite. There's someone feeling like very much on the outside of this. So depending on who you are, you could be on either side. You could be the energy that feels like you're the odd man out, or you can feel like you're in that happiness bliss. All right. I have a Queen of Pentacles coming out. So again, like someone's created and cultivated and nurtures something very stable, grounded, and secure. And it's like someone doesn't have access to this anymore. They're the odd man out, odd woman out, no gender. But I feel like this Queen of Pentacles is someone who maintains a home, a business, kind of is like the do-it-all kind of person. All right, very responsible, accountable, resourceful. Ace of Cups coming out next. So this energy has quite a bit of power, all right? Like divine love, unconditional love, right? It's almost like once you're no longer, there's this energy of like not having access to this. Like this is like the fountain is shut off. There's no entry, okay? And I'm getting it's a big loss for somebody, okay? This could feel like a big loss for somebody. Bottom of the deck. Yeah. And this is like, I'll never get access to this again. This is like, I feel like they had so many plans and they did so many things thinking that they had it all figured out. And they ended up like, you know, really messing about and really creating a devastating situation for themselves because of all the scheming, the planning, the plotting, the hiding, the secrets, all of the things, right? Everything else was more of a priority than any of this. Like if you look and you check these cards out, like instead of the happy family dynamic and being a family provider and supporter, they would rather focus on all these earthly desires, all of these distractions, all of these other things that, you know, give them an ego boost, right? Instead of, you know, being supportive, kind, and contributing to someone who is doing it by themselves, they would rather project their fear, anxiety, and obsessions to them, right? Also, choices made here. This is about someone's choice. And then there's an Ace of Cups. And then I have a Ten of Swords. Somebody would rather them no longer exist and would like them to feel the worst pain ever instead of them having love again or with somebody else. They would rather choose pain and suffering over love. So the energies here are very flipped. They're not aligned. In fact, they are opposites, okay? And this was just on the bottom of the deck, all right? I'm bringing it up because someone is heavily in their ego and they think that, you know, there's even a potential here, okay? And I feel like someone is fixing to meet their own kind of revelation, right? But I feel like it's going to be a painful revelation. I feel like they're not far off. And there's this desperation, all right? There's this desperation energy that I'm picking up on, all right? So just, you know, just so you know, like, where people are at, like, don't let them or anyone, you know, take you away from what you already know is your truth, regardless of what they say, regardless of what they project, regardless of what pretty picture they want to paint. The moral of the story here is this person is not someone who can hold the vibration of love. They don't have that within them. And at this point, you are opposites. And they don't want you to have love. In fact, they will go at all lengths to prevent this for you. Another reason why they are no longer a part of your life and don't have access to you. They lost this by the choices they've made. They made their decisions, and now they have to be accountable for them. All right, so that's what I'm getting energetically with this reading. So we'll keep going. Okay. Look at 8 of Wands. Yeah, somebody wants to make a move. Somebody wants to get in contact, right? There's some energy here, right? And then we have a Queen of Swords coming out. We have the 6 of Cups coming out. And then we have someone who's looking damn fine and has it all together, right? Someone thought that maybe something looked greener, and that was the illusion that they fell for. That's what they wanted to believe, right? But I feel like that's their decision. I feel like you let somebody go with what they chose, and they're upset that you let them choose what they wanted to choose, and you cut them off. You released them, right? And I feel like maybe they thought that they would be able to come back once they were done playing around, and that is not the case. And so their plots, their plans, right, all their secrets, their games, their frivolous activities, right, ended up sealing the deal and sealing their fate, right, in losing you once and for all. I feel like they didn't anticipate that you would shut it down once and for all, that you would stand up and have boundaries against them. They didn't anticipate that. They thought that you would stay in your wounded energy. They could play around and come back. So that's like the game over for them, okay? They see that you're doing better and well for yourself, and they want a piece of this, right? It's for their own, they have nothing, okay? They're coming in with page energy. You're a queen of Pentacles, a Queen of Swords, and this is the Empress in the lower arcana. So you don't need anything from this person. There's nothing of value that they can bring, okay? And so they have no leg to stand on, all right? Look at 3 of Pentacles. They very much could have, you know, married somebody for money, and now they're left penniless. Maybe this is coming to an end. I would think it would be in reverse. Someone's realizing, yeah, okay, so they're dealing with divorce. There's an ending to a commitment that they had with someone else, a Queen of Wands, who they chose over you. And now they don't like their choice, and they find themselves abandoned and rejected, right? Because they're going through it with the third party. And now they want to circle back, and they want to continue this, you know, this game, okay? They realize now you're the one with the power, not who they went to. Maybe this is like them being in their lustful energy, wanting to rush towards you. They're realizing the investments made here did not pan out. Someone's giving to someone else on the side, maybe even for finances. I feel like everybody's fighting, you know, there's like kung fu fighting going on. Everyone's at each other's throats, right? I feel like someone is, you know, potentially exploring an alternative lifestyle, maybe entertaining many people. I I feel like they're motivated by instant gratification, lust, desires, addictions here. Someone is knee deep in their addictions here. So I feel like if there is any kind of like a reach out or anything like that, I feel like this is going to be informative for you to know that, like, okay, you know, eventually this was all going to come to a head. I feel like it's coming to a head. Okay. 1527, 527. Look at Two of Cups. Yeah, they know that you deserve better than them. They just are having a hard time admitting it, right? There's something that they're holding on to. There's something that their ego cannot accept. And so they may go through like an ego death here. Yeah, I feel like they pushed you away into, you know, the arms of another who's going to do right by you. This is that blessing. You deserved to have happiness regardless of whether they think so or not. It's not up to them. Okay, I feel like you're choosing to move on towards change, okay? This is somebody who's chosen for you by the divine to come and help and support you, right? The way a partner should, right? This is someone who doesn't have a problem showing up for the job and doing it right the first time and not having to double back again, right? Like, this is someone who's going to do it right the first time. I feel like you're desiring somebody who's in their power, right? Isn't insecure. They know who they are and they go after what they want. Like, they're not going to back down from a challenge, right? I feel like this energy was immature and they showed it. They showed their inability to lead, and they showed their insecurities. They showed their face, and you saw it. And part of it was that they would sell out to just about anybody, and especially if it involved money. And so they took the bait. They took the bait. And so you found out that who you were dealing with was a traitor. And someone did you a favor, a light favor, we'll call it that, by helping you to see this truth. I feel like the divine helped you to have clarity on exactly who you were dealing with from the past and what they were doing behind your back. And as a result, whoever took the bait, they fell for it, right? We have the Nine of Cups, Four of Pentacles. Like, they were indulging, they were greedy, they were, you know, trying to create some sort of control of something, maybe even a restriction of another, maybe even trying to create some sort of mental anguish, okay? Yeah, I feel like this is being blocked by the divine. It could be some sort of energy manipulation being done by a Queen of Cups, water sign. I feel like someone could be experiencing drastic endings in their life and could be feeling unwell at this time. I feel like they got themselves tangled up in a weave that they can't get out of. I feel like they thought they had it all figured out. Okay, they didn't have shit figured out. In fact, what they're doing is actually creating more harm, more conflict, more drama, more karmic debt every time they continue this situation. Okay, we're back at the Magician. You have to be accountable for what you create here. And someone is dealing with legal issues or they're going to get caught up. So that's the Justice playing out here. Speaking about this Queen of Wands, who this person of your past, you know, entertained. I feel like someone maybe dangled something in front of them and they took the bait. I feel like, and now they're dealing with court issues, legal issues, and they're in a worse place than maybe how you left them. So let's see advice here. What's the Ace of Cups? Death. They're cut off from that. I have the Four of Swords as well, following the Death card. And then I have the Wheel of Fortune. So you're going to learn a difficult lesson. And then I have a Page of Wands. I feel like someone has the clarity and understanding, okay, of what's going on here. There's news circulating. There's information circulating. There could be something that's, you know, a new opportunity here. Nine of Wands in the reverse. I feel like, you know, if someone thought that they could play the victim in the situation, I'm getting they're being exposed. Whatever they were trying to hide, whatever they did from a lustful perspective is being exposed. And all the things that they did to you that they said were done to them is going to be exposed. Okay, so they're still playing the victim of a situation that they created. Okay, okay. Yeah, they're just a bully. They attack. They can't be honest. They lie. They want to rush in and spill the beans before someone else tells the actual truth. I feel like they're a liar. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Hold on. You trying to get the Tower out? Yeah, I was getting the Tower. 9 of Pentacles here. I feel like whatever they thought was amazing and great over there, it's coming to a crashing halt. All right, that might be why they want to rush, because they're starting to see everything fall apart. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting like whatever they did behind the scenes to try to prevent you from moving up or creating some sort of structure, stability, security, mastering a skill. Maybe there's something you do that, you know, you create, you're the creator of. I'm getting like someone, you know, may have consulted someone to prevent this from happening for you. And there's justice playing out here. Yeah, they did. Look at. Yeah, that's the 5 of Swords. I feel like this is defamation of character. This is gang stalking. This is, you know, abuse. This is harassment. This is illegal and criminal. So I feel like someone's being held accountable for their criminal activity. And this could have played out in a group. They could be getting sued for coming after you. Or you could be suing them. Or you have grounds to sue. All right. And then I have the Hanged Man. Yeah, I feel like you received the enlightenment. You understand what's going on. All right. Someone may be going away, okay, for some time. All right. Someone may have to pay time. And then I have the Queen of Wands here and the money. I feel like it also could be them. Whatever money they stole is going to be returned to its rightful owner. So I feel like whatever they did to manipulate anything in the material is going to be redirected back to where it belongs, where it was initially meant to be, if there was any kind of manipulation here. Yeah, I feel like maybe there's someone needing to evaluate, was it really worth it? And I feel like they're getting the backlash that you received. So everything's kind of like coming full circle here. And there's this like, everybody's finding out what this person did for money and what they would do to people, right? For the sake of money. Like, this person is being seen for who they truly are. And it's malicious. It's conniving. It's untrustworthy. It's bullying. It's someone who instigates and fights and will do anything for the sake of money. And I feel like that's what's being exposed here. And it's pretty sad, I must say. All right, y'all, I'm going to leave it with this. I feel like enough said. Enough said. Yeah. all because somebody wanted to be worthy. And I'm getting like, I'm seeing all these men here. Look at this. This person could be in conflict with 3 different men. Okay. There's one man. Look at how many people are involved here. We have this energy who is doing something for the sake of money, right? Putting in all this effort, right? Maybe even paying or getting paid. Okay. And then there's this like whole like secret. Okay. Like what we're doing for this money is secret. Okay. It's illegal. It's immoral. All of the things. And then we have a King of Cups, a King of Pentacles, and a King of Swords. So who are these guys? Okay, I feel like maybe someone got caught in the act, and it could be by the law enforcement. It could be some authority or someone speaking up and telling the truth about what is going on with these masculine energies. I don't know, y'all. Yeah, I feel like, look at, it's like the truth is being revealed. It's like they could be married to somebody, but behind the scenes, they're literally having all of these conflicts, exchanges, even agreements to do stuff for money. Okay? With others, with each other. I'm getting with each other. All of these masculine energies with each other. So, I don't know. I'm going to leave it at that. Okay? I love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.